Hi, in today's tutorial, we're going to cover how to create letterhead inside of Mailchimp. So the first thing you want to do is sign into your Mailchimp account. If you do not have a Mailchimp account, then go ahead and register for one and follow the impromptu directions to set up your account. And once you've completed that, you can come back to this screen or log back into Mailchimp. The first thing you want to do is go into audience. If you do not have an audience already, you can upload your audience in here or you can add people. But the first thing you want to do is make sure you have permission before you add any names. So in this tutorial, we're going to cover adding a subscriber. So you want to put in their email address. I'm going to use mine as a test. You want to add a tag to that person. So if you met that person at an event or you met them through acquaintance, however you met that person, you can add a tag to their name. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to choose the new subscriber. If you don't have anything, you can go ahead and create a tag. You can type it in right here and go ahead and create a tag. But we're going to go ahead and use new subscriber. Then we're going to come down and acknowledge that this person is given permission to add their names to your list. Now it's telling you that the person's name was successfully added. And now let's go over to campaigns. And we're going to create a new campaign. It's going to be an email. We're going to do a regular email. We're going to name our email. I'm going to name this test. Now we need to add our recipients. So if you already had an email list, it's going to show you the email list and how many recipients. We're going to edit the recipients. Over here, you can choose the list that you want. So in here, it's just one list. So now we're going to choose the subscribers that we want from the list. So in here, we're going to go down to the tags because we put the person in as a new subscriber. So that's what we're going to use. And now you can personalize the to field. So in here, it's saying that if you want the person's name, and here it says Bob Smith. So if you wanted to say Bob Smith, you can give it put a tag on the first name and the last name. If not, it's going to have the person's email address. So we're going to use the tags, and we're going to use first name, last name, or whatever you want to choose out of this list, or if you want to do a custom. We're going to do first name, last name, then you save. Next, you want to come down to who the email is coming from. And right now, we're going to save. We're going to keep it here, but you're going to write it in here where the email is coming from. And then we need to add a subject line. What subject is it that you want to put in this line? It could be great meeting you, or met you at the fair, or anything. Is whatever you want to put in the subject line, you can put it here. So me, I'm just using test. And then the preview text is a little snippet of what they'll see prior to opening the email. Once you have that done, you're going to click Save. And then you can come down here and begin to design your email. So you want to choose a template. These are templates that you can use. They're already laid out. All you have to do is add your verbiage, add your logo, whatever type of layout that you want, you can choose from here. For demonstration purposes, we're going to use simple text. Now, all of these texts have blocks. So inside of these blocks, if you click on the block, you can edit the verbiage in each block. All you have to do is click on the icon pencil. Here you can edit all your information. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to add a logo to our header to make a header. So in here, we're going to click on the picture button so we can add a picture. In here, you can choose your logo. If you need to upload one, you click on upload and then choose the file of where your picture would be. So you can just click on whatever picture you need, whatever logo you need. Once you finish, you're going to click on this. Once you finish, you're going to click on open. It's going to upload. Once it uploaded, it'll appear here. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to use this. And you can click on insert. And you can look at your picture over here. You can make it small or bigger. So we're not sure what it's going to look like. So what we're going to do is click on save and insert the image. And we can see how big the image is compared to the words. So we can double click on the image and go back, and we're going to make this a little bit smaller. We're going to take it down to 100. And we want to keep it evenly proportioned. So, but if you wanted to make it different proportions, you can unclick this and then it'll make it different sizes, but we want to keep it even. So we're going to save it and insert it. And now it's smaller. So I got a little bit smaller. So what we want to do is, so that these words can be even with this, we're going to do is take this picture. We're going to click over here. We're going to move it to the far left. Even though it has the appearance of being to the far left, we're going to make sure it's to the far left. See how the words moved? So we're going to take these words. We're going to click on the side of the word. We're going to hit enter to bring the words down even a little bit with the design. Hit the space bar to move it over a little. We can highlight it. We can make it bolder. We can make it bigger. That took it down a little bit, so we're going to, that made it a little bit bigger. Right here, we're going to type in the name, Changing Lanes Outreach. You can test to see if that's big enough. You can look on this side, if that's okay. If you want to hit enter. And now we can put a subheading if you have one. I'm going to use it as a subheader. Click on the side of it, you can hit the space bar. If you hit the space bar, you can see how it's moving over here. So we can kind of line it up a little bit. And if that looks kind of small to you, you can also highlight it. Make it a little bit bigger. You can italicize it. Move it back a little bit. Kind of even it up a little. And if that looks okay to you, then you can hit save. And close. And then if you want to add something under here like a divider, you can do that. Bring that over here. Add a divider in here. You can have the solid line, which you can see here. You can change the color of the line. Go here. See how the color of the line changes. Or if you just, instead of having a solid line, if you just want to have a background, you can choose a background. I'm going to keep a background. You can keep that. Hit save. You come to this box. In this box, you can put in your information where you want to start with your greeting. Put the person's name. Hit space. Hit enter to come down a little bit. If you come back next to your greeting, you can put in your merge tags where it'll give you the first name of the person as well as the last name, if that's what you want to have. Put your comma, and then you can start your greeting. I'm going to put your information here. After you type in all your information, you want to delete all of this. Go ahead and type in all the information that you want to put, and then you can put in your signature line. Once that's done, you can click save. If you want to add your social media information on here, you can do that. Put that right here. Here you have your icons, so you just click here and go ahead and fill this information out with all your social media. If you want to add another one, you can click add. You can add more. You can choose the style of your icons, whether you want this box filled in, whether you want a border around it, you can choose that. Your settings, you can choose how you want your icons displayed. Do you want to go up and down, straight across? Do you want them a little bit bigger? This is where you make your changes. You can choose whether the color is all black, white, or grayed, whether you want it outlined, or whether you want it solid. Once you choose that, you click on save. And then you come down to your next box. Now this box, you don't necessarily need to have. You can delete this information out, or you can just delete this part out. This part right here has your address information, the same address information you put in when you filled out your Mailchimp account. Is the same information that's basically going to show here. So if you have your address when you filled out your Mailchimp, your address will appear right here, or even at the bottom of the email. Is according to the law, when you send out an email, you have to have that information. But you can delete this line so you won't have it twice. And you can hit save and close. Now you can preview this to get an idea of how it looks. You go up here, click preview. You can see how it looks. It gives you an idea of what the email will look when it goes out. You can come back if you decide you want to put a separator between your social media and your signature line down at the bottom. You can do so by adding another divider. You can also choose again whether you want to have a solid line, or whether you want to have an enclosed box. You can make your decision. You decide whether you want to have the line here or if you want to move it down below. Whichever you want to do. This little piece is to move it, to keep it separated. And preview it again if you like. If you like how everything looks. Now when I'm looking at this, to me, this part is up here a little too high, so we're going to bring this down some. So I'm going to click the icon. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. And save. And preview again. And see if it looks a little better. I think once it gets all filled in, you type in all the information, you can decide whether you like it or not. I'm going to close this. Once you finish, you can click on continue. In here, these are warning signs, and they'll let you know if something's missing. Sometimes you can get this X. This X is because we removed the area where you had your address. I told you to remove that area. And this will just letting you know that that's been removed. But it's still not stopping you from scheduling your email. So you can go up here to schedule your email. Go ahead and put in when you would like for your email to go out. Schedule a campaign, and that's it. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.